Hey, there we go. Pre-match stream. Nice to be here. Right now I'd need to try and figure out what... there we go. That's what I wanted to do. Hello everybody, welcome along to the stream. I just saw my mic. The match is not long away, as you can see. In the bottom corner of the screen, it's about 48 minutes till kick-off. Round it up to about 50. Big game first, obviously derby of the season. Going to be very loose. I mean, there's a lot of difference in opinion on what to call it in my channel, isn't there? I look in the comments, people stop calling it the old firm. Then I get the people, it's alright, I call it the old firm. It's a very much split opinion on the channel. But we're just going to kind of do a pre-match stream. If anybody's been here since December, when we had on Hogmanay last year, I hit 2,000 subscribers. So if anybody was here when I had 2,000 subscribers, you will remember I'd done this pre-match stream at the game Ibrox. Since sadly I'm not there. I'll be watching it on the telly with my old dad on the stair. But I will be doing a pre-match stream, giving my opinions on the team and such, and then I will answer questions from all of you in the chat about the game. Anything that you think that is different, or you different opinion even. And we will see. So I think the best place to start is with the two starting 11, Celtic and Rangers. I'll quickly check the chat over at the start. What time does the game start? It's a 12 o'clock kickoff. A lot of people, I couldn't care less. A lot of people, Glasgow Derby. There's Bobo Baldies in here. Ryan Zacks with a question mark. I don't know what you mean by that. Drop me a mail, Astro. Drop me a mail. Right, so anyway, a best place to start as a Celtic fan, of course, is definitely with the starting 11 for Celtic. It is rolling across the bottom of the screen, so if you have a quick look at it, you will see we're going with Gordon in goals, Lustig, Simunovic, Boyata and Tierney at the back. In the midfield, Armstrong and Brown, with the three in front of them being Sinclair, Rogic and Roberts, and up front, Lee Griffiths. Now, a couple of things have taken me by surprise, not going to lie. I will check that, by the way, if you don't think I'm looking at the chat, I will be, after I discuss my thoughts on the starting 11s, I will keep up with the chat and I will answer some questions. My thoughts on the start 11 straight away is there are a couple of surprises in there for me. Armstrong has been on fantastic form, which makes me glad that he's in the team. I think he deserved to be in it, but I really did think we'd stick with Encham going into the starting 11. One thing kind of annoys me is last night I put a coupon on 4-1 Celtic for Encham to score any time. Now if Encham doesn't come on, that coupon won't be coming up, so hopefully Encham is subbed on at one point, as I have that on one of my coupons a day. So hopefully he does get brought on. But Armstrong did take me by surprise. Did not expect him to see him in the starting 11. I feel like Armstrong is the safer bet to go for. After all, this would be Encham's first Old Firm. There is the obvious chance of passion and aggressiveness coming over him. And if he got a red card, it would be an incredible disadvantage to Celtic. So I can understand Armstrong starting. He has been probably the better player recently. So I'm definitely agreeing with Armstrong starting, but I just did not expect it. So I'm quite happy Armstrong in the team. The other surprise that I had was definitely Boyata starting. I obviously did start on Wednesday night, and that did kind of identify that he would start today, but I didn't expect him to get thrown in like that. I didn't expect him to get thrown right into the Old Firm game. I thought they would have maybe brought him on towards the end if we wanted to take a slight more defensive approach. I mean, which wouldn't matter necessarily if we're up like 3-0 or something like that. But Boyata starting is a surprise. I did think that Ralston would have been given the nod, or even Baton would have been at centre back. I didn't expect Boyata to be given the start. I thought he was just given the start against Dundee because obviously it's a much easier game. But Boyata nonetheless is starting. Hopefully he's not really, exposed from the injury he's just recovered from. If he's exposed in any way, it could cause problems, because one thing about the Rangers players and the new Rangers team, a lot of them are quite fast. So I mean, you've got that Pena in the team, you've got that striker Morelos. They've got a few quick players in there who could cause damage if he's caught exposed at any point, if he pulls up because of him just recovering. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But I mean, there's always that chance, and that's why I didn't think he would start the day in case of that risk. But I do have the full confidence that Boyata will be okay. I feel like he's got to handle it fine. I mean, at the end of the day, for me, I think we're still the better team. So Boyata, I'm pleasantly surprised with as well to be starting. And the final surprise that I got from the starting lineup, the rest of the team is fairly what I expected. But James Forrest has not been given the start, which I'm quite surprised with. As much as I go on this channel and usually I express my, not so much, like my kind of annoyances towards Forest. I come on the channel all the time and I kind of talk about how Forest annoys me and how I think we need a better player than James Forrest in the team, and his inconsistency annoys me. One thing from this season so far is he's having a fantastic start. Scored 2 during the week there. I really did think he would be given the nod to start this week over Patrick Roberts. After all, he has gone in, as I said, on some great form off the back of a few good games in a row, and he has started the season fairly strong. So I'm surprised he's in the team. He's not in the team, sorry. And Roberts has been given the start. If it was me, it was choosing. I would choose Roberts. I would personally. I just feel like this is the kind of game where Forest does annoy me. And after weeks and weeks of having great form, he'd come into the game and just prove that inconsistency that he has. I feel like this is the kind of game he would do it, and it's why I would give Roberts the start, because Roberts is a better player on the whole. But surprisingly, because of form, I thought that Forest would have got the start. But Roberts is in the team. I'm not too bothered by it, and overall I think our starting 11 is looking incredibly strong. Honestly, great time to be a Celtic fan. The starting 11 is looking very good. Now, one thing I've not actually seen yet is the starting 11 for Rangers, so I'm going to head over to the Manky Mob's Twitter now and find out the team that they are starting. I'll just check the chat a wee bit for a minute. Fuck Forest. Astro clearly displaying his love for James Forrest there. There's Rangers Forever, nice to see you. Ryan Nish, couple of Rangers fans here. Baked Frog, nice to see you back again. Hello. Right, we're going to go and check the Rangers Twitter, and I'm going to give my opinions on the Rangers starting team and what could potentially trouble Celtic. At the end of the day, before I talk about this, I'll just talk about the overall game. If Celtic turn up and play their best football, like we did in the past 2 Old Firms, and we've started this season pretty much, if we turn up and we play our best football, there's no chance of Rangers beating us. No chance. It would take a miracle if Celtic play their best. And I think that's what it comes down to today. It definitely does come down to if Celtic turn up or not, and I feel like we will. And Brendan Rodgers has came out and said it. You know, he's said it before, milk it. James Forrest came out and said they want to do better, and I really don't see us disappearing, especially on the first Old Firm of the season. Maybe later on in the season you get that kind of performance that we saw in March. I'd hope we wouldn't, but I don't expect to see that performance on the first Old Firm of the season. No chance. I think we will turn up today, we will play our best football, and that's for me why Rangers don't have a chance. But at the end of the day, you never know. So here we go, the Rangers team. Is it up? Is it on Twitter? Here we go. The Rangers 11: Foderingham, Taverner, McCrory. Who the fuck's McCrory? Cardoso, Hodgson, Candea, Storins, Jack Pena, Windass, and Morelos. Obviously, Bruno Alves is the big name missing there. There was a speculation that he was seen at the airport, not going to be at the game, and it's clear that has came through. McCrory. Who the hell is McCrory? Never heard of him in my puff. That is something that might trouble Rangers. Might trouble. Who knows? This wee McCrory guy, or whoever it is, might turn out and be the next big thing for Rangers. Hodgson is playing at the left back row by the looks of things. I thought it would have been Declan John. Candea, Storins, Jack, and Pena are the ones in the middle. Is it a 5 in the middle, or is Windass playing on the wing still, or is he up front with Morelos? I don't actually know like the formations for Rangers. I don't know if they're playing 5 in the midfield or not, or where Pena's playing. But the team is fairly as expected, except this McCrory. I didn't expect Hodgson to start either. I feel like with this, I'm looking at the chat now. A lot of people, it's Bruno Alves' replacement, young boy. I can see that is obviously a big risk. A big risk for Rangers playing a guy who's obviously not got a lot of experience in the first team. Never mind an Old Firm game. But at the end of the day, who knows? It might turn out to be decent. I mean, we saw the inexperience back in April, the 5-1 game at Ibrox, when that Miles Bierman, he was thrown in. And the inexperience got to him within the first few minutes. He was giving away a penalty, and he just did not look very confident. Will the same thing happen with this young lad today? I hope so, in benefit of us. But you never know what can happen. You really never know, and that's the beauty of these derbies. Like over the past year, of course, it's been a bit more stale. But if you go back to the past, it's very hard to predict an Old Firm. You never know what's going to happen. Someone, for example, in 2000, we pumped them 6-2. They go and beat us 5-1 in the next game. That is the beauty of this derby. But today I'm fairly confident Celtic will win. I'm fairly confident. I think it'll happen. But Rangers team, I'm confident we can beat it. Celtic are still, the gulf is still there. As much as Rangers might be improving with the players they're bringing in on the pitch, I still feel like there's a lot to be done. And I feel like an embarrassment today could be very, very damaging. The Rangers at all costs need to avoid an embarrassment from us once again, because it could be very damaging, especially after the past couple of performances against Partick Thistle. They weren't great. They could have easily went out the cup the other night. They went in extra time, and obviously they won by 2 goals. But I mean, it could have easily went the other way. The tiredness obviously got to Partick Thistle, and Rangers were up for it in extra time, but within 90 minutes, Rangers, the performances against Partick, the 2 performances heading into this, it could be damaging for them, and if we embarrass them today, it could be damaging for Pedro Caixinha moving forward. So we'll see what happens. But feel free now. I'm going to take questions about today's game, so feel free to send questions in. I'm sticking with my prediction of 3-1. I'm sticking with my prediction. I think, honestly, the teams, the gulf's there. The gulf is still there. Rangers really need something. They just need something. 1 foot in the final, says Rangers forever. You never don't count out the well. On the well. Never count them out. So feel free to send in questions. As I said, I am confident. That's simply put, confident. So who do I think will score? Now for Celtic, thank you Roddy Wells for the question. For Celtic, I see the goals. I would love to say a Griffiths hat-trick, but Griffiths has been not the best form the past couple of games. He started the season incredibly well, and the past couple of games he's not, he's not been scoring, and that's why I don't think he'll get a hat-trick. I don't know. I mean, obviously this is the kind of game where he brings out the determination and the eagerness to score goals, but I don't see him getting a hat-trick. I'd love to say it. I'm going to put 1 on Roberts, 1 on Sinclair, and I think Dembele's going to come off the bench and get 1. So I'm going Roberts, Sinclair and Dembele. I think Griffiths is going to struggle. Hopefully not. Hopefully he just turns it on, switches on like that, and hopefully gets a few goals. But I can see him getting a good few chances off. But just because of the past couple of games, I think he'll get this frustration will overcome him. So let's see. Other questions. There was somebody said something about inexperience in the Rangers squad. That's another thing. Rangers have got to consider the inexperience within the team. They've got a lot of players who have never experienced this sort of matchup. They've never, ever played in a derby like this. They've never played in the Old Firm. There's a lot of players who Rangers are going to this game with that might not be expecting the aggression, the whole atmosphere around the game and how these games go down. There's a lot of inexperience within the Rangers squad, and once again, this could be something that comes into play and helps Celtic entirely. So we'll see. Am I streaming the game or nah? No, sadly, I cannot stream the game. I'm not an illegal game streamer person. Do I agree with the lineup? Says Liam Aldinho. Pretty much aye. The only change I would have made was bringing McGregor over Rogic. I'm quite saddened McGregor's on the bench. I feel like he merits a start. I feel like he deserves a start. So I'm quite sad McGregor's not starting, because right now he's my favourite player at the club at this current moment in time. Him and Dembele are my 2 favourite players. And I'm gutted that he's not in the team. I'm gutted. Would you say Celtic would win if we were as shite as Rangers? Ibrox, it would be no. If we had a team that was as equal to Rangers quality wise, then it would be. I would never be as confident. Never. It would be the same situation if Rangers were as good as Celtic. I wouldn't be going into this game saying I'm confident we'll win. I would be very sceptical if the teams were equal. But we don't know when the next time a Rangers and Celtic team will be equal. How many years is it going to take Rangers? Don't know. How many years is it going to take for them? I feel like they're doing well. They're slowly building up a team that have the quality to do something. But it's just the tactics, and I think the manager. Honestly, I still don't understand how Pedro Caixinha was chosen. Or, I mean, I'm usually somebody who likes to defend managers, but I feel like if it's an embarrassment today, they've got to do something. And maybe they can't afford to pay the guy off, but they're slowly and surely getting better players in. But it's still going to take a long time to build them to the quality and get the quality that Celtic have. Let's see, anybody else? Any questions? Would you rather beat Rangers or Anderlecht? That's a tough question from Martin Clements. That is a very tough question. Would I rather beat Rangers or Anderlecht? Well, I'll take a draw from Anderlecht and beat Rangers. There we go. That's a way around that. Who's my player to watch? Says Liam BG. That is a nice question. Thank you, Liam. My player to watch. I would have said Anthony Ralston if he was playing, because it would have been his first derby, and obviously we've seen how, amped up he got against PSG, so I would have said my player to watch would have been him. But today my player to watch it's got to be Stuart Armstrong, because Stuart Armstrong, he pulls the strings, he does a lot of playmaking work. He can also drop back if he needs to. I would say my player to watch is definitely Stuart Armstrong. Obviously, he's a cracking player. Since he signed this contract, his forms came back like that. But Armstrong is the player to watch for me today. I feel like since he's been given the nod over in Cham as well, that's going to be an extra incentive. What's the word? Insensitive? I don't know the word. An extra, kind of thing to urge him to go and have a really good game, because there's a lot of competition that area of the park now. So I think Armstrong will be wanting to impress, and I think he will impress. Do I think Rangers can take points off Celtic this season? It's as easy for them to go and take points off us as a draw, a 90th minute equaliser, for example. Something can happen. It's easy for them to take points off us. They probably will. They took points off us last season. If it was to happen again, I'd hope it would be at Ibrox and not at Celtic Park after the March. It was, think to yourself, how did that happen today? I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I'd like to think they wouldn't, but I wouldn't be surprising me. Loving your content, but is the Old Firm a dangerous match to go to? Can I get an apple bastard? Love that, lad. Love that documentary. Watched it for about the 12,000th time last night. Is the Old Firm match a dangerous match to go to? No, honestly. There's this perception that you're going to get stabbed if you pass somebody in a Rangers tote and all the rest of it. And it maybe... See, if you go back 10 years ago, 20 years ago, maybe it was a bit more dangerous to go to. It was probably far more dangerous. But see now, in the year 2017... I've been to 4 Old Firms now. I've been to 4. And not once have I struck any sort of trouble. Not even anyone. The only thing I've actually happened was when we were going to the match in March where we drew 1-1. The police, for some reason, decided to take a group of Rangers fans down Springfield Road. And you've probably seen the You've probably seen the photos and the videos on Facebook and such of them being packed, surrounded by police on Springfield Road. But I mean, nothing. Like maybe if someone's pissed at their mind eye, they would go for something. But they're just shouting stuff, and all you need to do is ignore it or shout something back. Honestly, I think it's bigged up in the media a lot more, and especially nowadays, it's not that dangerous. Trust me, honestly. I can't say much. Maybe if you ask somebody about 30, 40 years old, they'll tell you different. Any more questions? What minute will the first goal be at? As quickly as possible, I would say, Azza. I would love the first goal to be as quickly as possible, but I'll go and stick on 18th minute. Let's see, 18th minute, keep that in mind. We're going to go 18th minute. Let's see, what other questions have we got? Score prediction, says Dex1874, 3-1 Celtic. I've got 4-1 with Enchant to score any time. I couldn't, but was because it was better odds than 3-1. So, is Miller starting? Kenny Miller is not starting, no. Rangers aren't starting. What do you think the atmosphere will be like out there today? Well, I'll be mad. I think if Celtic take the lead and go up 2-0 fairly quickly, like we did, back in April, then I think it kills the Rangers side of things, and then Celtic are just taking over Ibrox. And once again, I can see it happening. I can see us taking over Ibrox. That's just my view. Whoever listens to the media is an idiot. Yep, I feel like the media just big up this interpretation that it's a. And I'm going to word it like they do in the Vice documentary that Glasgow is a sectarianist hotbed. No, it's no. We go to the games for 90 minutes, and we're all 90-minute bigots. We all are. I mean, there's probably a few people who aren't. A lot of people might just sit down and stay out of it, but we're all 90-minute bigots. Apart from that, we don't march the streets on Wednesday evenings when there's no football and whatsoever, chanting for fucking, it's they really do big it up to be something. Let's see, any more questions? Do I know what channel it's on? It's on Sky Sports something. Fuck knows. It's probably Sky Sports Main Event or Sky Sports Football. They've changed all the channel names. Let's see. Any more questions? Who are the three key players, and if they weren't playing, how do you think we'll do? I think the 3 key players are Simunovic, Brown, and Sinclair. They're the 3. Armstrong or Brown, one of the 2. I'd probably say Simunovic, Brown, and Sinclair though. My player to watch is still Armstrong, but those 3, for 3 reasons. Simunovic is the best defender at the club. Well, best centre-half at the club. Maybe not as good as, say, Tierney. But Simunovic, if we didn't have him, then the centre-back problem would be worse, and I think we'd be easily exposed at the centre-half positions if we were playing Baton and not fully fit Boyata. So I'd say Simunovic. Brown, for mostly his off-the-ball duties. He gets the team spurring. He's a fantastic leader, one of the best leaders in Britain. I'm not talking about quality-wise with the ball. You might, Rangers fans will tell you Scott Brown's shite and all this, right? But when you go off the ball and look at his leadership and his mentality, he is one of the best leaders a football team could ask for, and for a game like this, it's important you have a leader like that. So Scott Brown, he is one, and Sinclair, just because he's the top quality player at the club. So they are the 3 players, and if those 3 were not playing, I think we'd struggle a lot. We'd really struggle. I feel like we'd still have a better team, but without those 3, I feel like we'd maybe struggle. Who do you think will be dangerous for Rangers? You've got to say Morelos. Thank you, Grant DC, for the question. Morelos has started the season incredibly well, and with, once again, a half-fit Boyata, I would say, not maybe half-fit, he's probably up fully fit, but with the chances of him pulling up or being exposed, Morelos is the type of player who I think can use that to his advantage. So, I'd definitely say the dangerous player for Rangers is Morelos, without a doubt. McGregor and Cham, I prefer McGregor. McGregor's my favourite player at the minute. How do you think the Edinburgh derbies will pan out this season, says Baked Frog? I think Hibs are going to be the better team of the two, to say the least. This game brings Scottish football into light and brings money. Perfect wording. It does. This is the big one. This is what has to impress people. Gives a tap of your haircut, Ryan. I'll be getting a haircut this week sometime. And it needs a wee bit off the top, doesn't it? It needs a wee bit off a run. The build-up has started. That means, right, I'll be streaming for 5 more minutes because I do want to watch the build-up. First goal, I think, will be scored by Sinclair. I'm going first goal Sinclair, whether it's a penalty or not is a different story. I can definitely see this McCrory guy giving away a penalty with inexperience, but I'm definitely going first goal as Scott Sinclair. Live reaction. I'm going to do a live reaction one day, but not today, because I'm watching it with my dad, and I think if I was to set up a camera in the living room, he'd be quite freaked out. He'd be quite, on edge. So I'm not going to do a live reaction, sadly, but one day I will if I'm watching it with my pals or myself. Let's see. Upload again today? Yes, I'll be doing my match review, so that'll be up later on. Let's see, any more questions about the match today? What happened to gel in my hair, says Jordan Smith. I don't know, I done it the one time. I've done it a few times since, just no record the video. I don't know, it's just, I'm lazy. I'm just too used to doing fuck all. I mean, I've done fuck all for 17 years and it's going to stay the same. You're some guy, I love watching your videos. Thank you, Jamie. You're some guy as well. Thank you. Any red card predictions? I'm going to say McCrory because of the inexperience. I'm going to go and shove a red card on him. But to be honest, I sense it being one of the games we're not going to get a red card. Maybe, I mean, apparently Pena was getting worked up at one of the past Partick games. So maybe a red card for him. Would you buy Marlos if he was doing at Rangers? I think that's meant to say Morelos, and if he wasn't at Rangers. No, I wouldn't, because Dembele and Griffiths are good enough, and now I've got Odsonny Edouard, so I wouldn't buy him. Will there be a career mode video today? I'm still unsure, because I've not got long of the trial left, and I might need to save a video for tomorrow. So we'll see. Let's see. Ryan 118, if Rangers beat us, wear a Rangers kit in your next video. Never a chance in hell. Number 1, I'd have to buy a Rangers top. That's bad enough. And number 2, I'd have to wear one. No chance in hell. So Channel Babes or Channel Hall of Fame, we've still got to decide. We'll decide in the next stream. Do you think Bruno Alves not being in the game will affect Rangers? Definitely, because now they've got this young guy with little experience in the team. So it's a big blow not having Bruno Alves, I would say, for Rangers. And it's something we can use. It's something that honestly might cause Rangers a lot of problems. I think it will cause them a lot of problems. You remind me of Frankie Boyle. That's a compliment. Thank you very much. Love your videos. Keep it up. And what is the favourite game you've been to? Says Jake Galazzi. Thanks for the question, Jake. My favourite game I've ever been to is probably the Scottish Cup final. For just last year. I was going to say the 5-1 game from September last year, but the Scottish Cup final was mad. The tense, building up one each to the 90th minute, and then Rogic gone. Honestly, who do you think will score for Rangers? Because I said 3-1. I think Morelos will get the goal for Rangers. I think he'll continue his form. If Rangers win the league this year, get a Baldy. You've got it. I'll keep my word on that, because I'm not going to win the league. I'll keep it though. Do you think Brown will get red carded? Says Niz Orbital. I think that's Niz. I don't know. I don't think Brown will get red carded. Usually he will pick up a yellow, but I think when he picks up a yellow, he does seem to watch himself. One thing that I kind of do agree with, and it's a lot of things a lot of people complain about when you listen to say the Super Scoreboard, and it's definitely true. The referees are very lenient on Brown. They are very lenient. I don't know if it's a fear factor because he is one intimidating bastard, but the amount of times that I could have went, he should be off now, and the referees have showed mercy. Thank you for doing so, and I love it, but honestly they do take him very lenient. They really do, and I think it might be the fear factor, honestly, because he is an intimidating guy. I'm a Rangers fan, but I like your videos. Thank you very much, Rangers team. I appreciate that. Do I think there'll be a penalty? I can definitely see Rangers giving away a penalty, especially because, as I said, inexperience in the team, and not just with McCrory, with the whole team. There's a lot of people in that team who have never played a game like this, and it could get to them. It's guns blazing these games, and if the phrase gung ho came up in the Super Scoreboard the other night, that's what happens. People go gung ho. It's true, and you can't deny it. I'll answer 3 more questions and then we'll wrap up the stream. Do I think Benue will get an Old Firm game? Nah, don't see it happening, James. Don't see it happening. Ryan, tell Zara to get a Celtic tampon. I've got a number of. I fucking wish. Do a dab if Morales scores. Nah. Who you prefer, English and Scottish leagues joining together? I don't know what you mean. The wording for that's quite weird. Would I like to see them join together? Part of me would, but at the same time, part of me wouldn't. So I'm not too bothered. No Dembele's, no worries. They need more Scottish talent. Definitely. I think Rangers are dipping too much into the foreign kind of, because I think a lot of these players, if Pedro Caixinha leaves, I think a lot of the players are going to follow suit. I feel like Rangers have signed a lot of these players, and a lot of these players have decided to go to Rangers because of Pedro Caixinha, because he has had experience in their leagues and their nationalities and stuff like that in the past. And if he goes and they brought in someone like Alec McLeish, for example, I feel like they wouldn't be long out the door. So I think they really do need to invest in getting some maybe more homegrown talent into the team. But they've got players like Ryan Jack and Dorrans, for example, are two good players. If Lee gets a free kick, I don't want him taking it as it, because the last free kicks he's not scored. I think the way it was worded the other night was, I think the two he scored in England were flukes, because recently his free kicks have been guff. So fuck knows. Hopefully, Beata Sviatchenko. I've always been a Sviatchenko man. Do I think there'll be a wee fight in the game? I'd love a wee fight to come up. I love it when the players will get. I don't know why. It's part of you's like, oh, for fuck, here we go, red card. But part of you, it amps you up, especially if it's a close game. Or if you're losing, it really does amp you up. Right, so I think that's going to about do it, honestly. That's going to do it for the stream. I hope you have enjoyed. Make sure that liking that. I'll have my match review up later. Enjoy the game, everybody. Obviously, Celtic are going to win. I fucking want... Oh, if we don't win, I'll be fuming. I'll be absolutely fuming. Honestly, we should be winning, and I feel like we will be winning. I hate them. I hate Rangers. I do. It's just brutal honesty. You fucking despise them. And if you get beat, it hurts. It fucking hurts. So, let's hope for the best. I hope you have enjoyed the stream. Thank you all for turning out and watching. I hope you enjoyed this wee match preview, and I'll talk to you all sometime soon. So, see you. Right, now awkward part when I turn it off. Bye-bye.